Hello everyone, Blueknight here and welcome back to the channel. As today, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I normally do, and that's to discuss Balan Wonderworld. What is it, you might be asking? Well, if you haven't heard about it this far from the launch yet, you're going to today. Balan Wonderworld is a game that has a very Nights into Dreams style to it, particularly to the mysterious character Balan, as well as its main antagonist. And that's partially due to the fact that the game's development was done by a new subsidiary of Square Enix, known as the Balan Company, which is currently led by Yuji Naka, who became known as the creator of Nights into Dreams, as well as Sonic the Hedgehog, both of which being Sega IPs. And now you probably understand why I'm even talking about this game. You see, how this all came to be started way back in early 2006 when Yuji Naka left Sega and Sonic Team to create a brand new studio called Probe, so he could have the opportunity to work on more games other than Sonic. The announcement came months after the release of Shadow the Hedgehog, and months before the infamous Sonic 2006 was released onto the world. Naka then left Probe and joined Square Enix in early 2008, which brings us back to the present with Balan Wonderworld. When this game got announced last year, I was very intrigued by it. Mainly because the game featured an art style that was very similar to Nights into Dreams, in terms of character designs anyways, but also because the creator of Sonic himself was attached to the project, alongside Square Enix, who are well known for the Kingdom Hearts games, the Final Fantasy series, and even the rebooted trilogy of Tomb Raider games. So I've had some hope that this game was going to be good, until the game actually came out. And that's where the problems pretty much started to show up. On top of the reviews not being great, and now I'm even hearing that the game pretty much ripped off a Ghostbusters song. But I've only played the demo, so I can't really comment on that last part, or really anything about the final game for that matter. Like I've said, all I've got to work with is the PS4 demo, because let's face it, I'm not going to pay full price for something and not like it. I mean, who would? I'm sure I'm not the only one. And my impressions from the demo were not great. It didn't even sell me on the overall game. I mean, don't get me wrong, the game has some excellent CGI cutscenes. Very nice, very detailed, and very energetic once Balan comes into the picture, with the intro feeling like I was watching a legit animated short film. Until I realized that the game never got localized for anywhere else outside of Japan. Which is kinda weird for a game under the Square Enix brand to not include such localization. Kingdom Hearts had it, Final Fantasy, and even Tomb Raider had it. So why not Balan? My guess is because it's a new studio and maybe Square didn't want to invest too much into the project in case it wasn't successful. Which is understandable for a new IP because new IPs can either be a hit or miss scenario. Now, the fact that it didn't get localized isn't make or break for this game, honestly. It's just a bit weird that I have to read subtitles for the entire intro cutscene, so that was a little bit off-putting. But my main problem when it comes to this game is the gameplay. The gameplay is just alright. I mean, it doesn't qualify for Game of the Year or anything like that. It's not like most other current platforming games like Crash 4 or Ratchet & Clank, which have some form of complexity to the overall mechanics that make them really enjoyable to replay over and over again. Balan just doesn't have that. In fact, the gameplay is rather simple. You run around, collect costumes, each with their own respective abilities, including one that's just straight up Sonic's homing attack, but you lose them after getting hit, which results in backtracking to find keys and get those costumes back, which as you can imagine can be very annoying. You would do a Balan minigame here and there, there's not much skill required to these, do a Chow Garden ripoff, I don't know how the Sonic Adventure fans would react to this. You collect enough Balan statues, you move on to the next level, you fight some enemies, all of which, in terms of the demo, are very easy, including the one boss I fought. Okay, it's the first boss in the game, so it's supposed to be easy. And that's basically what you're doing the entire game. Not to mention every single button on the controller does the exact same thing. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I've never seen a game do this before. And basically what every single button does is they're all used for jumping or using the costume's ability, and that's it. This was supposedly done to simplify the experience for younger players, but come on, the audience this game was trying to appeal to is already playing more advanced games like Crash and Ratchet, for crying out loud. Not to mention, the way this game controls just reminds me of a PS2 era platformer, and as someone who grew up during this era with the likes of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger and SpongeBob, this definitely does not feel great compared to them. And that's honestly kinda sad, because the creator of Sonic tried to make as good of a game as possible, and it didn't quite meet the expectations of the hype it managed to create upon reveal. Not even in the sales department, where in Japan the game only sold 2,100 copies in its first week. And I guess the only positive thing I can say about the game outside of the really nice CGI cutscenes is the game looks good visually, with the levels moving while you move, giving a more dreamlike atmosphere, and also the music beats being visually displayed throughout all the levels. But other than that, it's just not a very good game for the full $60 price tag that the game is running for. Crash 4 is also full price on every single platform outside of the Switch and PC versions, and it's a way better game with so much more to do. Even Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is worth the full price tag. And I don't say that very much for Nintendo exclusives. So I would recommend looking elsewhere if you're craving a good platformer, because Balan Wonderworld, in my opinion, is just not worth it. Even Sonic Forces, which is on sale on the PlayStation Store right now for $10, despite how half-baked the game turned out to be, it seems like the better game compared to Balan Wonderworld in my opinion. But anyways guys, I think I've said quite enough about Balan Wonderworld, and I'm kinda curious to see what you guys thought about the game down in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell for more content that's not Balan Wonderworld related coming soon. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching and the support. I've been Blueknight, and I'll see you guys back here next time.